Good afternoon, it's Jim in beautiful Beaverton, Oregon. Well, it is the 1st of December, and what I would like to show you today, hi Chloe, is the final preparations I have made for my outdoor fish tanks and aquaponics system for winter. So the first thing I did was I have added this tarp. It's basically just a tarp. If you see this stuff, you can, it's three pieces with this string in the center. You can order this material, and it has grommets every 18 inches in any size or shape you want, quite inexpensively. And you could use this if you had, for instance, a greenhouse, a little greenhouse like a Harbor Freight or one of those, and you wanted to get a little insulation on it. You could just cut this to fit and go right over the greenhouse, and the whole thing would then have a double thickness to it. So anyhow, that's what I have got here. There's some things you should know about installing this kind of stuff. What you're trying to do is get it tight, so you don't want it to be too big. Too big is almost worse than too small. So you want to like attach it at the top or at one side, be able to pull it down however you're doing it, so that you can do something such as a bungee like I've done here to get some tension to it. Otherwise you're going to end up with a mess. So anyhow, you measure very, very carefully so that you get the correct dimensions. Something you need to know about this tarp or any tarp that you buy: if you buy it in one dimension, what you're buying is the piece of material, not the tarp. They take the tarp, the piece of material, and they fold it over and they put grommets in it. So this material right here doesn't count. So every tarp you will buy, almost every one I've ever seen, is 6 inches shorter than they say it is. And then sometimes on the package they'll give the real dimensions. When you order it, you'll have the incorrect dimensions. So just be aware of that. They're all that way. Anyhow, the first thing we did was this. Let's go on around this way, and we'll get a look down from the end here. What you can see is I have hooked up my again, Furheim. I'm saying it wrong one more time, and I cannot spit it out. Anyhow, these will raise the temperature considerably. The end we're standing at will be closed off, of course. So this is all one big room, basically. This is a sunscreen that's down on this side. I have it up on that side just to show off. When we're actually in cold weather, we'll put it down on that side too. And this gives us an air pocket between one and the other, and that's what you're after, is that air pocket. And then you look up here, this is corrugated, has no R rating. Put this over the top of it, all of a sudden there's an air pocket there, and you've got an R rating. By the way, for those of you who don't know, the R in R rating stands for resistance to heat. Little tidbit at this time thrown there. This board here, a 1 inch of wood, has an R rating of 1. Another interesting tidbit. So you'd have an R rating of 4 with a 4x4. Anyway, that's not much of an R rating, but a little bit of R rating is good if all you're trying to do is raise the temperature up enough not to break the pipes. So anyhow, we are prepared to run 2 of these. Again, they'll go 24 hours. This will be sealed off, and theoretically that's going to raise, I know it will raise the temperature in here a reasonable amount. So let's go on around, excuse me, this way. We'll open this up, and we'll see if we can get the camera in there. I don't know if there's any fish. Are there fish in there? They're all hung up. There's the tank side. You can see we still have water hawthorn growing pretty good in there. Nothing much. Anyhow, that's what we're trying to protect. If you see these pipes here, what we're trying to do is keep these pipes from freezing too. And one of the other things we do to do that is to keep water circulating. So anyhow, Let's go on to the final part of this scenario. Come on around here. And let the camera go in there. If you see that light overhead there, it's actually on. It's a non-light emitting heat bulb. That covered there is about 100 degrees. And what I'm doing is heating up the media bed. And the media bed, of course, all the water comes out of there into the media bed, flows up and down, and then it goes out. So if that media bed is warmed up, then of course the water is warm too. I tested this out this morning, and it goes 15 degrees above ambient very, very quickly. So anyhow, what we have here is a little bitty heating system. So hopefully that will keep us from freezing. So the last thing, yes, sweetheart, is the tip of the day, for which we have to go over this way. And here it is. Don't ignore this one. I know a lot of you have stairs just like these, or the ones going into the greenhouse, and when it freezes, they get just slippery and crap. So you can buy these metal plates that have got wonderful suction. So when you come down off of here December 24th, and it's frozen, when you hit those, you stand a whole lot better chance of not breaking a hip. So that's it. We'll see you guys at the next one.